Here, everyone, we have Coach Lee, who will make an opening statement first.
Well, really proud of our team today, winning the series in 2 games. Had another great pitching performance by a number of guys. Great to see Ty Olenchuk do what he did in his first career start. Evan Estridge got hit a little bit, but competed in the strike zone, forced him to swing the bat. He's going to be really good for us all year long. But really proud of what Rasesh Panja and Geoffrey Gilbert were able to do. Rasesh came in, runner at second base, nobody out in a 4-2 ball game, and held them at bay with 3 outs in a row there in the 7th inning. Then we turned it over to Jeff, and Jeff did a great job in his 2 innings of work, even with a couple runners on base. Just did a nice job of pounding the strike zone. And defensively, again, we played a pretty solid ball game today. Had a lot more fly ball outs today, but we kind of expected that based on who we were pitching today. Offensively, again, we were able to just claw and scratch and find a way to put together a lot of good at bats. Very proud of the first inning. Blake Wright, true freshman, 2 strikes on him, kept fouling off pitches, hits a double down the left field line. Dylan Brewer moves him over with a ground ball to second base. And then Elijah Henderson with the corners of the infield playing in, did a great job of staying inside of baseball. And first pitch he got, the strike zone, hit a hard ground ball to second base. So we got him on, got him over, and got him in. And then put together, the big inning. I believe it was in the 5th inning. Briar Hawkins swung the bat very well today. Lined out hard twice and had a hit. But we had a couple hits, and then Caden Grice did a good job of staying in the strike zone to draw a walk. T.O. came up, base hit up the middle, scored a run. Blake Wright won a 3-2 pitch, walk RBI, and then a sac fly by Dylan Brewer, and put together a big inning there in the 5th. And then really proud of Jonathan French, 2-out base hit there with runners on base in the 8th inning to give us that insurance run, get us, put us up by 3. And, and then it was just a matter of Geoffrey doing what Geoffrey does. And, all in all, we played another complete ball game, had 6 walks on offense, only struck out twice. So our guys are doing a great job of competing in the box. Tough day to hit. Wind was blowing in. Hit some balls hard that got caught. But overall, I thought their pitching staff did a great job of just pounding the strike zone and forcing us to swing the bat a little bit more. But again, we hit 1 batter and walked 1 batter again. So just, outstanding job of pitching and playing defense again today.
Hey, Coach, Trevor Groves, CUTigers.com. We didn't talk about French last night, but obviously he had the 3-run home run and had the 2-out ribby that you just mentioned, and played really well defensively both games. You have to be real pleased with what you've gotten from the redshirt freshman. With not having Hackenberg was obviously a huge loss to start the season.
Well, to say I'm pleased is an understatement. Just with how he's caught. Let's set the offensive piece aside for a minute. He has caught exceptionally well. I mean, he had a couple of swinging strikeouts on fastballs that he caught. And how about the play he made first to second base where it was a breaking ball in the dirt? He blocks the pitch and throws the runner out at third base earlier in the ball game. I think it was in the 5th inning, if I'm not mistaken. It was, yeah, in the 5th inning, made a really nice throw to third base on a ball in the dirt to throw the lead runner out. They didn't score that inning. I mean, he's the reason they didn't score. You got first, second, nobody out. You got to think that if you bunt a runner over, you get 3 swings of, 3 guys up there in that inning that, they got a chance to score some runs. So super proud of how he's caught. And then, again, there's a reason he's hitting 5th in the order. He's a dangerous hitter. This guy's got big time power. He's got great plate discipline. He's an offensive catcher, but I'm just super proud of how he's caught. And he's just doing a great job.
Hey, Monte, this is Will. Your thoughts on Ty today and how you thought he looked out there? It looked like you had a pretty good outing for his first time as a freshman.
Well, first time through the order, 7 out of 9 guys, he threw a first pitch strike to. So very, very proud of him there. I thought he did a great job. He ran into a little bit of trouble there in the 5th inning. And, with the lefty coming up, Murray, we needed to go to Evan. We felt like just because Evan's got a really good changeup, he's got an answer for left-handed hitters. He's tougher on lefties than he is on righties. So we felt like we needed to go to Evan right there. But in my mind, I thought Ty, he hit one batter. He didn't walk a batter. And the batter he hit, it was a 2-strike pitch where he's just trying to throw a fastball up and it got away from him. I don't know if I could have asked for more out of Ty Olenchuk in his first career start. He was calm. He was cool and collected, but he's also very, very intense competitor. So I thought he did an outstanding job, and it was really fun to watch his teammates congratulate him when he came out of the game. For a true freshman, you just don't see many guys that all of his teammates just respect him as much as they do. They have a lot of respect for Ty Olenchuk. They think they know what kind of competitor he is and how hard a worker he is. And I was very, very pleased with his first start. I would have liked to have maybe left him out there a little bit longer, but I just felt like in the situation right there, we needed to go to Evan. And it's about winning the game, putting our team in a position to win. And, I thought Ty did a great job.
Coach Alex Dodd from the Clemson Insider. What does it say about the makeup of your team to have young guys step up and play positions that they're not used to starting at on opening weekend and grab a series win despite a few injuries at the beginning of the year?
Well, we're a tough club. We've got a bunch of tough kids in that dugout, a bunch of blue collar guys in that dugout. We are banged up. We've got a fairly long list of guys that are not available to play due to injury. And, but my guys show up every day and compete and work hard, and they're ready to go, and they're going to do whatever's asked of them to help us win a ball game. And that's what they've done. It's a selfless group. It's a competitive group. They pull for each other. And, there's some guys that haven't pitched yet, and there's some guys that haven't played yet that are certainly capable of stepping in there and doing big things for us. So I'm proud of the way our guys have competed in the first 2 games. And, we just got to do a good job of understanding how important every one of these 50 games is. We've won the series in 2 games, but we got a big game tomorrow. Tomorrow's the biggest game on the schedule. That's going to be the message tomorrow when we meet pregame is, every one of these are important and they all count. And we need to be ready to go tomorrow as well.
Also noticed that Coach C came out and made the changes at the mound a couple times today. Is that something that we'll do more often?
Yeah, he and I had a discussion about this before the season started. And again, I'm a pretty blunt and honest guy. The reason we decided to do it was because when I come out, I'm kind of the Grim Reaper, I'm the guy taking you out of the ball game. And oftentimes I don't know what to say to pitchers when I go out and take them out of the game, because oftentimes they're mad to see me come out, because I'm the one that's taking them out of the game. So a lot of times I don't say anything, and I got to stand out there and wait for the next guy to come into the ball game. So Andrew felt like it was more productive for our pitching staff, quite honestly, for him to be able to go out there and talk to the pitcher about things that he's seeing and try to help them and develop them instead of me just coming out there and taking the ball from them and standing there until the next guy comes to pitch. So just felt like it was a better plan and better for our pitching staff for him to do that.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. Davis Sharp wasn't in the lineup today. I imagine he will be tomorrow with Grice on the mound. But what went into the decision just to give him the day off and have Hawkins in there at first?
Well, we just felt like Briar Hawkins had 2 really good at bats, actually 3 really good at bats in game 1. Hit a hard ground ball to third base that he smoked. He had 2 walks in game 1. Just felt like he's seeing the baseball really good right now. And Caden Grice had 4 quality at bats in game 1. So I didn't feel like we needed to take him out of the ball game. He showed that he could compete against a good left-handed starter in their Friday night guys. So we wanted to give him another crack at it today. So, tomorrow, obviously, Davis will be available. Caden will be pitching. So we'll certainly, when I get done with this, start thinking about tomorrow and kind of what we want to do in regards to Davis being in the lineup for tomorrow.
Anything else for Coach Lee?
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Rasesh coming in the seventh, high leverage situation. What made you decide to give the ball to the grad transfer from Wofford?
Well, in that situation, we had some righties coming up. I think we were down into it was Holen, their catcher. So we had 7, 8, 9 coming up. So we wanted to make sure with a runner at second base, Merritt was on second base, that we brought Rasesh in to face a right-hander. He got a ground ball to shortstop, so he couldn't advance the runner because he's got such a good slider. It's very hard to hit a slider the other way as a right-handed hitter. Then he got a kind of a soft line out to left field, and then he struck out the 9-hole guy, Kamastak, who in the at-bat before had hit a home run. So we knew that right on right with Rasesh in that situation, it's going to be tough to hit that slider, and Rasesh did exactly what we thought he was going to do, which was strike him out.
All right. Thank you, Coach Lee.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Next up is Ty Olenchuk. Please go ahead with questions.
Hey, Ty, this is Will from the Clemson Insider. Just your thoughts on your first game pitching at Clemson and how you did.
Coming in, I was a little nervous, not gonna lie, first outing playing in Clemson. But after the first pitch, I think I threw a ball up. Second pitch was in the zone, and from there it just took off. I was very confident after that one. Arm felt good. I've had a little bicep tightness, but overall, I felt like I pitched really well. Was really consistent with my fastball and slider. Overall, it was a lot of fun, and I feel like I did pretty well.
Ty, Coach Lee just said that when he comes out and makes pitching changes, that he's like the Grim Reaper. Do you feel like it makes a difference having Coach C come out to make the pitching changes instead of Coach Lee?
I've never had Monte come out and Coach Lee come out and take the ball from me, but it was my first time in college getting it taken from me, and it was C. And C, said some nice words. They weren't hateful words, which was good. But I could feel him being a little bit of a Grim Reaper. But C had a great job, great exit.
Hey, Todd, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. Growing up in Irmo, is this a day that you've dreamt up for a long time? And how excited are you about next weekend getting to face off with the Gamecocks?
Growing up in Irmo, as a freshman, I committed, and I didn't think I had a thought I was striving for. I didn't think I'd be starting on opening Saturday. But next weekend, it's a totally different game. This was a great warm-up, but facing my hometown rivals now. I used to be a Carolina fan all my life. It's going to be a lot of fun next Saturday facing them.
You've been a Carolina fan your whole life. How much grief have you gotten from your friends and/or family about deciding to play for the Tigers?
Thankfully, not a lot of grief. I've transformed a lot of my family into Tigers fans. When I got to the game today, I gave a few of my leftover shirts to my family. They didn't even have a Clemson shirt. But thank God it's not a lot of grief. Everybody's really on my side, and it's what's helping me along the way.
Coach Lee mentioned your ability the first time through the lineup to throw first pitch strikes. How big was it for your confidence just to get ahead in the count early today?
That's huge. When you throw your first pitch strike, you can do pretty much whatever you want after that. And I think I threw a lot of fastballs for first pitch strikes, and that's what I've always done and what I practice and what Coach C talks about all the time is get ahead. And it really helped me out today to get ahead of a lot of batters.
Anything else for Ty?
Ty, have you ever been to a floor field before, and how neat will it be for you just to be able to get the start in that environment?
It's going to be nuts. I've been there one time, and I threw a bullpen with about 6 guys. So that's all I've had in floor field. It's going to be intense, and I'm ready for it.
All right. Thank you, Ty.
Thanks, Ty.
Okay, last up is Geoffrey Gilbert. Please go ahead with questions.
Hey, Geoffrey, Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. Great debut here tonight. How tough was it to wait the extra day before being able to hit the mound?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it wasn't really that tough. Davis and Matt, they did all that was really expected of them. Just talking to those guys before and talking to our whole pitching staff and meetings, that's really what's expected. Those are two big time guys that know what they do well and know what they deserve. And I mean, both those guys deserve to be in there. And I mean, for me, it really wasn't about that. I mean, it's bigger than just me closing out every single game. And I mean, Davis shoved for 5 and Clark shoved for 4. And I mean, if that gives us wins every single Friday, that's all that matters to me.
You had a lot of production on the mound for Clemson last year. How good does it feel for you to get that first save underneath your belt in a series win today?
Yeah, it feels good. It does, but first save, it doesn't. I just, it's a differentiating opinions, I guess. It's conflicting opinions. I think first save is great, but it's more worried about tomorrow. Am I going to be able to go tomorrow? But we also have a bunch of arms that are still fresh, and our bullpen's loaded. So that really excites me a lot more. Just hoping for tomorrow. But I mean, first save's great. I'm glad that we're just in an opportunity for me to get that save. Hitters have been doing their jobs the past 2 days, and our starters have been doing their jobs. So if we can continue that rolling, I'm excited for what's to come.
Coach Lee said that he's kind of like the Grim Reaper when he takes the ball from somebody on the mound and hands it to the next pitcher. You feel like it's better having Coach C make the transition on the mound, and have you noticed the difference between the two?
Not really. I think they're both great personalities, to be honest with you. C can definitely, if he definitely sees something, he'll tell you exactly what he thinks. Coach Lee, I think whenever he took the ball from me, he just, I don't really have an opinion about that, to be honest with you. I think it's when they're the coaches, they're making the decisions. And if they think what's best in the team's interest is to take the ball from you, then I'm full on that opinion, because it's whatever they think's best, they're going to go with. So I think both of them, whether it's Coach C or Coach Lee taking the ball, I think it doesn't make really difference to me.
Will Vandervoort from the Clemson Insider. You kind of gave a little smile there when you thought about Monte taking the ball. Come on, there's got to be something that made you kind of laugh like that, thinking of Coach Lee when he would do it.
Yeah, I have one situation of last year when it's one that's kind of really motivated me, to be honest with you. Having this closing job and all that. It's one that's really motivated me when he took the ball from me in the 9th inning. And Carson came and got the save. That was one that really didn't sit well, not because we still won the game, but it was one that really motivated me, because I really thought I had something to prove, that I could go out there and get a 2-inning save. So to be honest with you, that tonight was on my mind. I know people say that you should be just not thinking about anything out there, but that was one thing that I continue to motivate me through, to be honest with you, through these past 11 months. Just not wanting the ball taken out of my hands, wanting to be that guy in the 8th and 9th inning. So that was one image that was caught in my mind. But hey, I mean, at the end of the day, it's nothing personal between Coach Lee or Coach C.
Geoffrey, it's Trevor again. I know the coaches were looking at you as a potential starter for this season. Have you really embraced your role, though, as being this team's closer, the guy to replace Carson Spires?
Yeah, I had in our exit meetings this fall, we had a lot of honest conversations. And to me, the one thing that I told them is, I said, no matter what it is, whatever helps this team, that's the position that I want to be in. I know how much work I put in. I know how much work all of these guys put in on our pitching staff. And wherever I fit in, I fit in. Whether it's a reliever, whether it's a closer, whether it's a starter. I just really, to be honest with you, care about us getting wins. If we get wins, I'm happy. I'm one person that hates to lose. So as long as we continue this train rolling, I'm happy. And if whatever the coach's decisions that they make to put me in whatever situation, I'm going to be ready to compete my tail off. And I think that's one thing that's with all of these guys on this team and our pitching staff, is we've got a bunch of selfless guys that are willing to do anything to try to get us back to where we need to be.
Anything else for Geoffrey? All right,
Oh,
thank
y'all
you,
aren't going
Geoffrey.
to bug me about Carolina, huh?
No.
We'll give you a couple. We might see you on Tuesday or Wednesday, so we'll give you a couple days before that.